The double peg is a fantastic beginner foundational trick, right? It begins with the double peg, then it's easy to translate into a feeble, a smith, a lucky, an unlucky, any other grind variation like that. So this is the perfect first grind for a beginner to learn. Make me a deal. If you get any value out of today's video, hit that like and subscribe button and comment down below any other how-tos you would like me to make next. I actually have a BMX class. It's called a Fast Pass BMX class. It's designed to absolutely cut the learn another trick, everything I've learned, and then link them together, right? Years in riding my own career, you learn the X up, bikes I've bought, and all the things I've done. It's all wrapped up into one class. It's going to give you hacks. I call it the BMX progression hacks. Basically, it's going to teach you guys how to get the best, the fastest. So you're going to be able to progress super fast. But on top of that, it's teaching you how to buy bikes, the best, shoes to wear, riding attire, the mental aspect. BMX is a whole big picture, but of course, including teaching you guys how to get really good, really fast. If that sounds interesting to you, hit that link in my description, sign up and join the Fast Pass BMX class. Invest in yourself, invest in your passion, invest in your BMX career. Do yourself a favor, join the program. Anyway, let's get into the tutorial. Now, I recommend that you learn to bunny hop comfortably, preferably about 6 to 8 inches off the ground. So here are the steps to learning a double peg. You know how we do in these tutorials. I'm going to give you the steps and we're going to break those down in great detail individually. It is going to be to approach the ledge, land on the pegs, and then coming off of the pegs from the ledge or rail or whatever you're going to do. So number 1 is approach the ledge. You're going to want to approach the ledge at a 45-degree angle. In other words, here is the ledge, here is 45-degree angles. Here is straight on, here is 90. You're going to want to come at 45 degrees. So ledge, straight on, no. 45 degrees, yes. 90 degrees, no. And I'll explain to that in the ending section when I talk about things to avoid. So you're going to want to approach the ledge or rail at 45 degrees. That way you're going to be able to kind of bunny hop and turn a little bit and get onto the rail or ledge. I might say either one, but I recommend learning it on a ledge because a rail, you're going to have the chance of getting on and falling over and, having to put your foot down. But a ledge, it kind of takes that aspect out of it. So it's easier to learn. You're going to get comfortable faster, and then you'll be able to take it to a rail easier. Because if you can hit a rail and double peg it, 6 out of 10 times versus a ledge 8 out of 10 times, you're going to have more of an opportunity to learn and progress and get better on the ledge. So you don't want to go too fast either. So go to a slow to medium slow speed. I recommend using wax on a small ledge. The first ledge can be 6 to 12 inches, nothing crazy. About this high is great, as long as your peg can slide and you're not riding on your tires, right? So depending on the size of your wheels and how much PSI in the tire, just 6 to 12 inches. And I usually recommend that you want to be able to hop 2 to 3 inches, so about this much higher. If you can hop this much higher than the ledge, that's going to give your pegs plenty of clearance to get on and latch on appropriately. So back to what I was saying about not going too fast. You're going to want to go to a slow to medium speed, and you're going to want to use wax. Now, the reason is if it's not wax, if it's crusty, and you're not really going to slide unless you're hauling ass, right? And you don't want to be going too fast because that can maximize your chance of injury, prolonging your BMX progression, right? So you're going to want to go slow to medium slow with a nice waxy low ledge. That is ideal, exactly like the one I'm showing in the video example. Step number 2 is actually landing on the pegs. Now, there's a lot more detail into this than you might think. What I like to do is keep my bike leaned in. So here's me on my bike. 45 degrees, I'm hopping on. So now let's pretend I'm on my bike and I'm on the ledge. Now I like to dip my wrists in towards the ledge a little bit. When it's a rail, I really dip them in. When it's a ledge, you don't want to grind your pegs too far into the ledge. If the ledge is here, you don't want to grind them in and come to a halt, right? But I do like to kind of keep my bike to the left of me. I'm left foot forward, so when I'm on the ledge, I like to dip my wrists into the right, and my body's going to be to the right of my bike. So the bike will be dipped in, but not too much because you don't want to dig it in. Bike will be dipped in, my weight will be out, so that way it's kind of counteracting. So my bike is a little bit to the left of the rail, my body's a little bit to the right, and the weight is even in the middle. Now, if you're right foot forward, you're going to be to the left of your bike, and you're going to be dipping it into the right, so keep that in mind. But I like to dip it in just a little bit, keep my body out, and it kind of counteracts the weight. That's how I do it. That's how I lock into it personally. You're also going to want to keep your front tire parallel, right? So here's the ledge, here's your tire. If it's going to be turned in too much, you're going to slide off and go over the bars. If it's turned out too much, you're going to slide off and roll off. So if you're having a trouble staying in the double pegs, make sure you stare at your front tire and keep it parallel. Front tire, this, which just basically means straight line with it. Keep your tire going straight. Don't let it curve off or you're gonna peel off either which way. And double peg, you might not think about it, but it actually is a balance trick because you're balancing on 2 pegs on a ledge or rail. So it will take time to develop that balance, just like a manual or a nose manual. Number 3 is coming off of the ledge. Now this is pretty simple. You can just do a simple bunny hop out of it, or you can actually do a little manual and pull up and slide off of it. Some people, they just kind of like, do the double peg and melt off of it. Maybe the front tire drops in their back tire. That's pretty ugly. If you if you feel it coming off, try to hop off or just pull your back up. And that's what, kind of like riding off a ledge with your back tire. You're just going to kind of ride off of the ledge with your pegs. Now, moving on to things to avoid. Now, this is a very important section. So you do not want to come at it straight on. And now I'm going to explain to you why I say 45 degrees. So if you're coming at it straight on, you're going to be bunny hopping like this, but you're going to have to somehow magically bunny hop over, which some people can do. But if you're watching a how to double peg tutorial, you're probably a beginner, right? So I like to do the 45-degree angle because you can hop on, do a little turn, and it's not too harsh of an angle, but it's not too straight on. It's the perfect soft angle to land on it. If you go straight, you're gonna have to do a weird hop and you're probably just gonna fall over. But here's why you don't want to do 90. Some people overdo it like this. If you do it 90, you're gonna go up, you're gonna have to hop, turn 90 degrees, and you're coming at such a straight angle, you're gonna fall over on the ledge. Your momentum is just gonna be carried over the ledge or rail, and you're just gonna fall over every single time. So that is too aggressive. This is too straight and sideways. This is the perfect angle to get on. So you want to avoid going straight or going 90 degrees. Yeah, so like what I was saying earlier, you don't want to go for a ledge that's not 2 to 3 inches lower than your highest bunny hop, or at least the bunny hop that you're comfortable with. Because if you do something that's a little bit pushing it, sure, it's a good way to progress, but right out of the gate, it's not a great idea. Because how many times I have jumped on a ledge that is way too high that I had no business trying to do. I got my front peg on, my back peg missed, and then I fell backwards off a giant ledge, even small ledges. I saw my buddy, I kid you not, he did a ghost feeble on a ledge this high, not even peg height, and he slipped out backwards and hit his tailbone on the angle iron, and it was a bad deal. So you don't want to miss that back peg. You don't want to fall off. You don't want to lean back, especially, looping out sucks. Looping out on the corner of a rail or a ledge is twice as bad, 3 times as bad, right? So that is something you want to avoid, is not jumping on something that's a little bit too high. Anyway, folks, that is the tutorial. If you gained any value out of today's video, hit that like, subscribe button, comment down below any other how-tos you would like me to make, and sign up for the Fast Pass BMX class. I'd love to have you. I'd love to teach you guys how to get the best as possible, the quickest. And anyway, I will see you in the next tutorial.